What is going on, guys? Today we are looking at big boy Alex. I call him Tex. I know his name's not that, but we call him Alex for this because I'll probably butcher the name. But he is an 83 rated card, and I think one thing that's good with this guy, and the fact that the Chinese league isn't necessarily the greatest league in the world, you do find that you normally wait till like halfway through the game and you may get the one or two good players from it that you think, oh, he could be a bench player. Any other week, this guy would be a nice little super sub, 370k worth of a super sub. But what we've had during this rule breaker is an informed Paulinho, who obviously has come just on his own merit, and we've also had a Talisca rule breaker SBC. The triangle you have for that is incredible, and unfortunately I didn't manage to get a red Paulinho, but I have done Talisca, so I have a nice link there. Personally, I didn't use that for this one, as I used him as a sub, just because my defense and midfield doesn't quite line up for me to be able to use him, as I'd need another Brazilian player to link all of them together. Neymar, Fred, you've got, I suppose, Felipe Anderson, if you've got his West Ham version, if you wanted to link that Prem. Also, you've got Lucas, who personally I do have as well. But we have used them together. I used, obviously, Alex as a striker, and then Talisca did come on pretty early on, because at the minute I had Van der Beek there, who's not really a cam. So Talisca definitely comes on, and if you've not seen that review, I've done both of the other reviews, and they're good players. Talisca definitely, by far, is my favourite. Alex was good as like a brief overview, but let's get into the in-games. So we have got his in-games sitting right here, and in terms of a big upgrade from 79 rated gold to an 83 rule breaker, we have had a minus on his pace, which isn't the worst thing that could happen, because obviously you've still got chemistry styles that can definitely do, but you have had a plus 10 on his shooting. This is probably one of the ones that I think have had a good upgrade. Some of them not as much. I feel like there's kind of like a waste. For me, Pogba, I would have been more happy with a pace and shooting increase rather than the defense. I just think animation wise it makes sense. This guy is a 4-star with a right foot, 5'9", with the high attacking work rate and the low defensive. So almost the perfect card. Brazilian, got great links to Neymar. He's got links to the few informs that we mentioned earlier. There's some really good cards coming out of it, and especially for Brazil, there's not as many strikers. You've got Jesus, but again, I don't know, I don't feel like he's quite got off the mark this year for me. I feel like in a couple of informs we may see a return of Jesus and someone who actually really is decent in the game. But anyway, we've got 88 acceleration with 86 sprint speed with him. Decent enough. We've got 86 shooting, which is a very nice increase in my opinion. He's got 91 positioning with 87 finishing. Very nice indeed. I can already see the sort of chemistry style that I will be whacking on him, which obviously is going to be a hunter. That would take him to 97 pace and 93 shooting. Takes him to 97 finishing actually, which is a very, very nice stat. He turns into an 87 rated striker, and the price, 370 for me, I think is still... It's still expensive, but I think it's kind of justified to an extent. And that's if you've got all of the links that I mentioned earlier, plus any of the Brazilians. If you've got that trio plus Neymar and Lucas, for instance, that's a pretty good top 5 right there. I wouldn't be complaining one bit. You then whack a Fred. Defensively, I think obviously you've got the Thiago Silva, but I think he personally for me has passed it. In the end review, we'll have a look at the Brazilians and see what my starting 11 would be at this moment in time. Other stats though, we've got 83 pass, or short pass, we've got 95 agility with 80 balance, 86 composure, 92 stamina, not really too much strength. We've got some good reactions at 82, and that's really about it for this card. He is a 79, remember, that has come up to an 83 with only so many upgrades. Obviously shooting's the big one, pace has been downgraded, and everything else has had a +4. So to be honest, it's not a bad upgraded card. But anyway, let's get into some gameplay and see how he got on. So we did play some foot champs with him. I thought, you know what, we'll whack him up front. I had my team set. All I had to do was change Sterling for Felipe Anderson, and we've got the 4-2-3-1, him being a striker. Lucas was already on the other side. It's quite an easy one to do. What did I think about him though? In terms of ability, was good. I don't feel like he was as good as I thought he was going to be. I did like the links. The link up with Talisca and everything was amazing. He missed a few shots here, there and everywhere. Sometimes my error, don't get me wrong. Like there, for instance, the kind of animation that he was going for, maybe I should have kind of took it down, moved it to the left and shot then. I went for the shot because I was hoping for like a straight foot volley, but he tries to jump and do the kind of little acrobatic stuff. And he does have some moments, some good saves. We've seen some amazing saves from Alisson and Stegen that he played against, but we did win one, lose one. A few nice passes, obviously to Van der Beek there, who I did think was going to come back. Unfortunately, their defender did manage to kind of read that pretty well. But in general, fast, decent shot. Dribbling wise was okay. Wouldn't say it was anything amazingly special, but definitely good enough. 300k I think is a bit harsh. I would personally, if it wasn't for the other links, I'd be looking anywhere from 150 to 200, I'd say, at this point in the game. Obviously, as we go further into the game, he is gonna be depleted very quickly. Obviously, only being an 83 striker, there's gonna be so many special cards. Right now, I think he's nice. I just don't think he's kind of that. He's not that determined meta striker that I was really hoping for. He was good, but there is better out there, unfortunately, and for a cheaper price. So if we are going into the overall for Alex, 370, let's just do a double check on that card. 370, 380, 385. So you can see it's kind of going up and down a little bit. It's very much found its balance at the moment. I don't feel like it'll drop too much yet until we get more packs. Obviously, squad battle rewards and loyalty packs on at 12 or 1 a.m., whatever it is, tonight. So that is potentially going to be a little bit of a drop for him. After that, he is only in packs till Wednesday. So definitely be wary of that. It's not a full till Friday kind of thing. Whether they do something more on a Friday, which makes his kind of price go down. Obviously, any striker that's going to take the limelight will probably decrease the kind of demand for this card. And then the supply's gone. It's a half and half of what happens with him. I feel like this Team 2 is definitely more priced than the last one. And I think right now people are thinking that trio is very nice. Which, as you can see, if we go here, Paulinho, Talisca, Alex, all we need now is an Oscar and a Renato Augusto. And you've got an absolute force of 4 Brazilian players. In terms of Brazil, if we do go back to him, in Brazil, obviously we have the icons. We take away them. We've got Neymar on the left, Ederson or Alisson, Casemiro with a couple of informs, definitely with a pace increase, would be a really nice CDM. Firmino, I'm not really a big fan of right now. I did like did I say Firmino? And then Fabinho's not bad. Really like Douglas Costa on that left, but obviously that's Neymar's role. Marquinhos definitely could work with a shadow. Thiago Silva for me is past it in terms of pace. Sandro as a left back. You've got Felipe or Fernandinho with relatively the same sort of pace. Alex Telles is incredible. Really, really nice card. Hopefully we can get an inform for him. Obviously you've got Arthur. In terms of right back, I don't think there's many out there. Obviously you've got Marcelo as well, who's quite a nice left back. Again, maybe past it as we go into this game. Alan's a good one. Obviously Mora. Lucas is nice. Alan, again, another Alan. I think that's about it. Right back wise, I don't know who you'd go for, in fact. Right back, obviously Carlos Alberto is incredible. You literally got Danilo as the next right back, so it'd have to be a Carlos Alberto, and then we can go into it a bit more in terms of the whole team. But you could see what I mean. We've got a few decent players going into this, and I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to go back. What is he? He's a striker. So as you can see, he's already in the top line, literally icons, and then he's already there. So there is not many options for a Brazilian striker other than icons, because Firmino, for me, I don't know, I've heard bits and bobs about him and I'm not too impressed. Then you've got Jesus. I liked him, and I think on day one for the first week was nice, and now people are starting to really go above and beyond in their players. So he is a good player. He is the best gold or special card you can get right now, other than icons, in my opinion. So he's got a nice little chance to get into a Brazilian team. I think with a Hunter definitely works. I think that is the only chem style that you can go with. He's got the 4-star, which is nice. He's got obviously the shooting, the pace. I just think it's down to him as a player. If we got like an 85, an 87, I think it'd be a totally different review, and I'd be giving him a hell of a lot more, in my opinion. He is a 7.5 for me. I was impressed, but I wanted to be more impressed, in my opinion. You may love him. How I play just wasn't quite suiting him. He was linking up with Talisca nice, but I just think he missed that final finish for me too much. Like I said, links, we've already gone through them. Alternatives, Martial's incredible. I really do rate him this year. Obviously, he will drop off as well as we go into the next few weeks. He definitely needs to get himself in form, but for right now, 100%. And then Jesus, if you needed another Brazilian striker, he is the next best for me. Bar from that, hopefully you enjoyed the video. Let me know down below what you think, and I'll see you all for the next one. Peace.